Okay, welcome everyone. My name is Abby, and today I'm going to lead you through a workshop that I know you're going to find very, very valuable. And it's about increasing the speed of your Mac. So whether your Mac has been serving you really well, and just lately things have gotten a little bit slow, I want to help you create some settings and push through some things that may be happening that you yourself can correct in order to speed up a slow Mac. I went ahead and I turned on these transcriptions, and I know that you also like to have those subtitles on when you are watching TV, right? And so that's why I always like to put those on there for you. Well, let's go ahead and jump right in. Today's workshop is called Help, My Mac is Slow. And before we launch into that, I always like to know a little bit more about you, what's worked for you, how long you've had your Mac for, and what you think may be causing this slower Mac to occur. So do tell me, what has worked for you? Shutting down your computer, calling Apple Care, emptying your trash? Do let me know. Also, let me know what year your Mac is, what the operating system is, if you know that, and also what are some of the symptoms that are occurring. There are many potential reasons, but here are the top 4, and we're going to break these down a little bit more. Number 1, your startup disk, it may be out of space. Number 2, an app may be using too much memory. Number 3, there might be an incompatible app. And number 4, too many things are open. So if your startup disk may be out of space, I'm going to show you how you can free up more space and where you go to find that out. So once that error message pops up and it says your disk is almost full, that truly is going to put a big stress on the resources of your Mac. So this usually happens when you have too many outdated files or apps that you are no longer using. You may be wondering, what is a startup disk? And I love to break things down and explain them to you. The startup disk, simply put, is a hard drive inside your operating system where all your apps are located. It's a pretty big deal. And essentially, your main disk drive, your Mac, it starts up from this disk, hence the name. And Mac power users often use an external hard drive in addition to the main one. You may or may not have one. I have one because I'm backing up my files, but you may not be using one. Let me show you how you can find your startup disk and take a look and see what your storage is like. The first thing you want to do is click on the Apple logo in the top left and then select About This Mac. Next, you're going to access the storage pane and see what's in your storage. Furthermore, when you go to clear up some of this storage, you can select the recommendations. And what will happen is over here in the right column, your Mac will make recommendations to you of things that you can do in order to free up some more space. So it may say that you have to reduce clutter. There may be some documents that you're no longer using or they're in an outdated application. And I know several of you may have some very old files on your Mac that you are not using. And so in that case, you may want to reduce the clutter. The fourth step with your startup disk is that you're going to want to empty your trash bin. So once you've done some organizing and sorting, I want you to go ahead and right-click on your trash bin. It's usually down at the bottom of your dock. And I want you to right-click on it and empty it. That'll really take away any of the files that are holding space within your startup disk. Now, sometimes an app is using too much memory. That happens sometimes. It's using up all your resources. In fact, quite recently, I had a similar situation just like this. And what I did was I had to launch the activity monitor. And you do this by going to the Launchpad. Now, if you're using Catalina, it's going to look like that gray spaceship. If you're using Big Sur, and I recommend that you do, you're going to want to search for Activity Monitor. Once you bring up the Activity Monitor, you'll see which ones are absorbing the most amount of memory. And it may be that you have to reinstall that particular file. Another reason is that an app may not be compatible with your computer. And so what you want to do is go into the overview and double check and see what version you're using. If the version of your operating system is older, there's a really good chance that it is not compatible with, say, a newer version of an application. And if an app is incompatible, what you are going to do is you're going to take a look and see which one it is, because you want to make sure that any app that you're using is compatible with your operating system. Now, in the past year or two, since Apple operating system has updated from Catalina to Big Sur, I have noticed that there are certain apps like Adobe Acrobat, for instance, and even some versions of, say, QuickBooks that are not compatible with certain versions of your Mac operating system. Now, what I want you to do, if there are too many apps open, is you're going to want to go ahead and force quit the app. And how you do that is you go to the Apple, you go down to force quit, and then you close out and you quit these applications. Once in a while, I have to do this myself. There might be an app running. I'm not sure it's running, but I may have to go ahead and force quit it. Now I want to teach you something that I have found invaluable and something that's going to serve you over and over and over again. And that is simply to call AppleCare. Yes, there's the phone number, and I want to guide you through the steps because they are the same every single time. When you call AppleCare using that 800 number, you're going to get help. If your AppleCare is up to date, you get moved to the top of the line. If it's not, you'll get moved to the bottom, but you will get help. When the automated message comes up, I want you to ask for tech support. That's it, just ask for tech support. And then typically they're going to ask you to get your serial number ready, make sure that you're on the latest version of the operating system. And so you want to go to the Apple and click on About This Mac. If you need to give them your serial number, be ready, okay? They will ask for it, and they will also ask for the version of the operating system that you're on. You may be asked if you want to listen to music. I always say for no music. I don't need the extra noise. You may ask to take a survey, and I always recommend that you do just that. I think it gives you better service, and service that's going to be recorded as well. So you do want to be ready, again, to give them the serial number. And once they come on the line, just let them know, my computer's become very slow. Keep it simple, Don't talk about the weather. Don't talk about your knees. Just keep it to the facts, and then you're going to get a remote screen share session quicker, all right? There are also ways that you can clean up your Mac's hard drive. So I think that this is the number one thing that you can do to really clean up your hard drive and improve the speed of your Mac. You can clean up things that are slowing it down. Things like logs, for instance, hidden trash, large and old files. And then again, you're always going to want to delete older files. If you're wondering, well, where is my hard drive? I don't know what you're talking about. I want you to go to the Finder, and from there, you're going to look up hard drive. And that's the first place that you're going to start in order to find out what's on there. Additionally, you really want to remove and reduce the desktop clutter. This definitely takes up a lot of RAM space. The fewer icons, the faster your Mac will get. When your Mac is clean, the restart is faster every single time. So what I want you to do is I want you to take and drag these files and either drag them to the trash or put them into a folder. It's sort of like if your desktop looks like this or your closet looks like this, it takes you much longer to find what it is that you're looking for, just like your computer. So again, I want you to pick up these files that are on your desktop, and I want you to trash them or organize them into a folder. Now, if your app, or if you have an app that stops working, you may have to go ahead and force quit if the app is not shutting down on its own. And so from there, you're going to go to the Apple, you're going to scroll down to force quit, and then you're going to click on the app that's not closing. And this happens to me, like I said earlier, often, so I wanted to bring it to your attention again. You may have a bunch of applications running in the background that are really slowing things down. Every once in a while, I want to encourage you to shut down your computer. In fact, you can keep it on and put it to sleep. But if you're planning on not using it for up to 36 hours, like you're going to leave your computer for a long weekend, then yeah, go ahead and shut it down. Because when you shut it down, it reboots the system again. And it really helps create sort of like fills in the gaps of any errors or glitches that occurred. So every couple of days, just about once a week, I do recommend that you shut it all down and restart it. Now, this is something I've really got to impress upon you because I see this happening all the time. A lot of my clients do not update their operating system. Maybe you don't like the updates. They always seem to create some problems, at least initially, right? But when you update your operating system, it keeps everything else running smoothly. And when you call Apple Care, they are going to make you do that update. So I really want to encourage you to do the update. To me, when I'm helping you and I see one of those red number ones in the settings app, to me, that looks like a check engine light every single time. And so I want to encourage you to lean into it and to do the software update. Additionally, you will need to run a virus check. Let's find out, are there any viruses on your device? And is there any malware that maybe got put on there from a download? And the malware software that I like is called Malwarebytes. And it is a free version. You can use this on Mac as well as on a Windows device. And you can download it for free. It will run a scan every single day to make sure there's no virus. Additionally, you may be overusing perhaps the browser extensions. And browser extensions allow you to customize your browsing experience. So for instance, in Google Chrome, I have a whole lot of extensions I'm using for a grammar checker, for a email delivery system, and there are just a ton of these different browser extensions, and they could be slowing things down for you while you're on the internet using your computer. So in the next few tips, I'm going to be showing you and talking to you about your system preferences. And so I want you to bring your attention to there. Once you open up system preferences, you are going to go to dock and menu bar. You're going to untick the following boxes: animate, opening applications, automatically hide and show the dock. And you're also going to click on minimize windows and change Genie effect to scale effect. These are all things that are running in the background that are using some of your computer's resources and quite possibly closing things down. Also, in the system preferences in general, I want you to look down below and click and check off close windows when quitting an app. That is going to help you stay away from the force quit and have a bunch of things running in the background. When you go into managing your startup items, because sometimes the things that we have programmed to start up and are running in the background, those will also slow down your Mac. When your Mac launches faster, it takes less time to do anything. You don't have to wait for Safari or Chrome. And what you do again is you go into your system preferences and you go to the area that says users and groups, and then you click on login items. You will need to click on that deadbolt lock down below the padlock and put in your Mac computer password. And then what I want you to do is deselect any of those items you do not want to automatically open when you log in. Now, sometimes you do have to make and take some radical moves in order to bring your system back to speed. And occasionally you may need to reinstall your Mac operating system. It happens sometimes. And occasionally you may have to bring it in. And when you do that, you'll have to make an appointment. You could call in and make an appointment. You can do it online as well. And they will service your computer. I've had to do that with mine. There was a problem in the operating system. And I gotta tell you, it made a world of difference. Now, I really want you to reach out to me if you do have any questions whatsoever. My phone number is 480-544-7060. My email address is abby@seniorsavvy.net. If you have any questions whatsoever, feel free to reach out to me. And thank you so much for joining me today. I'm going to go ahead and stop my screen share and let you know I am thrilled that you're with me, and I'm looking forward to seeing you again next week. Thank you.